Welcome to the ZDR Academy Orientation for Technology. If you're watching this video, we want to tell you from the administration at ZDR that we are so excited, grateful, and we are looking forward to a year where our students and your sons and daughters can learn and grow and do the best that they can, and we are going to help shepherd them into the future, into their bright futures. So this is a little bit of an orientation to tell you about the technology that we're going to be using this year in the school, and I hope to demonstrate it for you a little bit, and it will show you precisely how you can access this technology and you can use it to be a part of your son or daughter's learning at the school. Many of the teachers at the school will be using a platform called edmodo.com. I'll go into that a little later. Where they'll be able to put up their work, and you'll be able to see what assignments or tests your son or daughter has coming up, and your son or daughter will put their work up. You can celebrate with them when you see how hard they've worked, and you can notify them or keep track of tests coming up. It's a way for you to stay connected with what's happening in your son or daughter's classroom. Might be their English classroom or their science classroom, depending on which teachers use the platform at the school. You'll have to ask your son or daughter which ones are using it and which groups they're part of. But I'm going to get into all the specifics in a minute from now. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that I'm clear and concise. Okay, so you might be asking why. I gave a little bit of it just now. Why do you need this? Why is it important? Our sons and daughters use technology all day and sometimes all night long. You all know this. And they use it to talk to one another and to have fun, but the truth is that that technology is also important for their futures as business people, as students, as future mothers and fathers. It's important for them going forward because this is the way of the future. And we are here to help them use the technology for their advancement and for their growth and for their learning, not just to chit-chat on Facebook. Okay, so that's the why we're doing this. When can you get on this program? When can you get on this website and speak to your son or daughter's teacher? When can you get on and see if there's a test coming up? Anytime, because anytime you can get online, you can go onto the website and check out what's happening in their classroom, their English classroom, or their science classroom, or whichever. Where? That's the beauty too. Wherever you have internet connection, in your home or in your office or on your smartphone. Edmodo has an app as well. The name is Edmodo. I'm going to get into it a little bit later. So you might be able to get text saying your son or daughter has a test coming up in 2 weeks. Wouldn't that be amazing? On your phone, while you're driving, you could contact your son and say, don't forget you have a test on Tuesday in English, all because the website sent you that notification. Okay, so the what and how we're going to talk about right now. What it is. So Edmodo is an online platform for parents, teachers, and students to share in the production, revision, celebration of students' work. What does that mean? That means that it's basically a place for your students to turn in their work and revise their work, and it's a place for their teachers to assign the work, to put homeworks up or projects up, where they can be seen by the parents, the teacher, and the student themselves. When a student works, for instance, very hard on an essay, and they give it to a teacher, and the teacher says you need to fix this portion of it, or you need to change this paragraph. They do that. They go home. They work hard. They come back. At the end, they've created a beautiful essay. They've worked very hard. It's wonderful to be able to celebrate that effort and that work with their parents in a medium that they understand, which is the computer. And that's a way for us to share. You want to know what homeworks are missing. You want to know when they have their next test. These are all important things that you can access from Edmodo. Okay, so what can we do on Edmodo? So teachers can post assignments, I just said that. Students can upload those assignments. There's an online gradebook. If that specific teacher uses Edmodo's gradebook, and you can go onto their page and you can then see how your son or daughter is doing in that class. And you can see what grades they got up until that point. So you're never in the dark. Never again are you say, I didn't know, how did this happen? It's not going to happen, because if your son or daughter in that specific class is using Edmodo's, then the teacher will be able to use that gradebook. Annotate an essay, we just talked about that. Your son or daughter writes an essay, and they worked hard on it. The teacher goes back and forth and revises it with them or helps them edit, and then they finally come to a piece that they love and respect and they know they worked hard on. They can then show it to you, or you can go on and just see it for yourself and celebrate their work. An important aspect too to say is you will only be able to see your son or daughter's work. You will not be able to see other students in the class's work, and if you and I'll talk about this a little bit later too. If you want to communicate with the teacher, myself or any of the other teachers that might use the platform, that communication is private. Other students, other parents, other teachers will not see the communication. Okay, so that's an important privacy portion of the session. Okay, a teacher wants to take students on a field trip, and there are two possible options. She can poll the students. Would you rather go to the Intrepid, or would you rather go to the Museum of Natural History? And students can put in their vote without having other students' input. They're in the company of their home. They're alone. It's anonymous, and then the teacher can use that information to go forward in the class. Okay. So how does it work? Continuing, parents can access their son's or daughter's account and check for outstanding homeworks or projects. We talked about this. They can view upcoming calendar for tests or papers that are due, and they can remind their son or daughter. They can celebrate the work, which we talked about, and they can contact the teacher, myself or other teachers, to ask questions or just discuss or ask for a phone call or whatnot. If Edmodo or if online discussion is preferable for